THC and CBD get talked about like they are the same thing. They come from the same plant, the names get used almost interchangeably, and that single piece of confusion leads people into some genuinely bad decisions. They buy a product that does the opposite of what they wanted. They assume CBD will get them hooked, or they figure that because CBD is harmless, THC must be harmless too. Here is the part most people never get told. THC and CBD come from the same plant, but inside your brain, they do almost opposite things. One of them is responsible for the high, the tolerance, and the withdrawal you are trying to escape. The other one cannot get you high at all, and your body does not get dependent on it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what each one does, which one actually causes addiction, and whether CBD can genuinely help you quit, or whether that is just marketing. Start with the one that matters most for you, which is THC. THC is the psychoactive compound, the one that produces the high. It does that because it binds directly to your CB1 receptors, the docking points of your endocannabinoid system. That system quietly runs your mood, your memory, your appetite, and your stress response. When THC locks onto those receptors, you get the familiar effects: the euphoria, the stretched sense of time, the hunger, the patchy short-term memory, and for some people, anxiety or paranoia. Same molecule, very different experience depending on the dose and the person. And that direct CB1 binding is the whole reason THC is the half of this conversation that creates dependence. Why does THC cause addiction and withdrawal? It comes back to those CB1 receptors. Every time THC floods them, your brain treats it as too much stimulation and protects itself by turning some of those receptors down. It reduces their density. That adaptation is exactly what tolerance is, because now you need more of the drug to reach the same effect you used to get from a fraction of it. You are not imagining the creep upward. Your receptors physically changed. And here is where withdrawal comes from. Once your brain has downregulated its receptors and rebuilt its baseline around a daily supply of THC, taking the THC away leaves the whole system underpowered. The anxiety, the sleeplessness, the irritability, the appetite loss, all of it traces back to a brain that adapted to a chemical that is suddenly gone. That is not weakness. It is a physical adaptation unwinding. It is worth being clear about something because the strength of the product matters here. These effects scale with potency. The high THC concentrates and modern flower on the market today hit those CB1 receptors far harder than the weed from 20 or 30 years ago, which is why tolerance and dependence build faster now than they used to. The compound doing all of this, the high, the tolerance, the withdrawal, is THC, and THC alone. Which raises the obvious question, because if THC is the problem half, what exactly is CBD doing? So how is CBD actually different? The simplest way to put it, CBD does not get you high. And it cannot, because unlike THC, it does not bind directly to your CB1 receptors. That one difference changes everything. No CB1 activation means no intoxication, no reward hit in the way THC delivers it, and no physical dependence. You will not build a tolerance to CBD, and you will not go through withdrawal from stopping it. Instead of hitting CB1 head-on, CBD works through a more roundabout set of pathways. It nudges your serotonin system, it acts on other receptors involved in pain and inflammation, and it influences your endocannabinoid system indirectly rather than hijacking it. That is a very different mechanism, and it shows up in what CBD is actually useful for. It is the active ingredient in an FDA-approved epilepsy medication, so it is not fringe. Research suggests it can take some of the edge off anxiety, and there is growing support for it helping with sleep. There is one more thing worth knowing, because it explains a lot about why weed feels different than it used to. CBD can actually soften some of THC's worst edges, particularly the anxiety and paranoia, when the two are present together. Older, more balanced strains carried enough CBD to take that edge off. The market's shift toward high THC, low CBD products stripped that natural breakout, which is part of why so many people feel more anxiety from cannabis now. So those are the mechanisms. The differences that actually affect your decisions are next. Which of these THC and CBD differences actually matter for you? 4 of them. The first is intoxication. THC gets you high, CBD does not, full stop. The second is dependence, and this is the big one. THC is what drives cannabis dependence and withdrawal. CBD does not produce dependence at all. The World Health Organization has said outright that CBD shows no potential for abuse because it does not switch on the reward pathways the way THC does. The third is drug testing. Standard tests look for THC in its metabolites, not CBD, so pure CBD should not flag a test. But be careful because many CBD products contain trace amounts of THC that can quietly build up with daily use and trip a test you thought you were safe on. The fourth difference is the one you probably came here for. Can CBD actually help you quit? Honestly, the answer is nuanced. CBD does not replace THC and it will not prevent withdrawal, so do not expect it to switch the symptoms off. But because it calms anxiety and supports sleep through those other pathways, a lot of people find it a genuinely useful bridge through the worst of the early days. If you want to try that, I'll link the CBD I actually trust in the description, since quality varies wildly and a bad product is just expensive disappointment. Use it as a tool for the rough patch, not as a replacement crutch you lean on forever. So where does the whole THC and CBD picture leave you? Here is the whole thing in one breath. THC and CBD share a plant and almost nothing else. THC binds your CB1 receptors, gets you high, and is the entire reason tolerance, dependence, and withdrawal exist. CBD does not touch those receptors directly, cannot get you high, does not cause dependence, and may help take the edge off anxiety and sleep while you are quitting. Confusing the two is what leads people to buy the wrong thing or fear the harmless one. Now you will not make that mistake. If you have decided the THC half is something you want out of your life, the hard part is not knowing the difference. It is getting through the weeks after you stop. That is exactly why we built the Cannabis Detox Transformation Program. It walks you through recovery in 3 phases: release, resilience, and clarity, so you always know what is happening in your brain and what to do about it. You will find it at quit-smoking-weed.com, and the link is in the description. Now you understand what you are actually quitting. The next step is walking away from it.